Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about this strategy from Apex Investing called the sniper strategy. And this is basically a way better way to look at the market in my opinion versus order flow. So order flow would be things like bookmap, which I really do love bookmap, but this is a much easier way in my opinion to see order flow. So it's called order prints. Okay, so it'll pop up with different levels on the chart, all off of order flow and certain setups based on, the order flow coming in, trapped orders, all this stuff, right? I really do like looking at this chart because it helps you go for really small wins, but very high probability. And if you want to take regular manual trades kind of off of this, it really helps because you can see levels where volume's coming in, where volume's dying out, and things like that. So I just want to kind of show some examples of that today. So so far this is kind of my trading plan moving forward for a little while. I've done some testing on this, so trading RTY mainly, because NQ, you can trade this on NQ 100%. It just moves very fast, so RTY and YM are a bit better of a starting point with this strategy. Goes for a 9-tick win and it has 21 tick losses, so kind of similar to our automated NQ strategy where the losses are a bit bigger than the wins, right? But about 88% win rate once you know the setups and know what to look for. About 88% win rate, and this was starting from about February 4th going to March 7th. All these trades here, so just over a month, a little over a month. And if you're using 3 contracts here, you end with that amount of money. One contract is $2,000 over the past month. So consistent small gains, right? You don't need to go for the moon and the stars. Biggest drawdown was about 630 bucks at one point, after fees, maybe closer to 700. But pretty good. And if you had 20 accounts for the past month, that'd be $152,000, right? So small wins on multiple accounts where you're divvying up, the risk is very good, right? So that's kind of the idea. But so order flow versus order prints. So these are order prints. Everything pops up on the chart based off of order flow. These yellow things popping up right here, these are called clusters. So this is where there's a big volume fight going on. So you wouldn't want to take trades into this. And there's lots of explanations in their actual videos explaining, but volume clusters help see, where's maybe a level I need to be watching out for. They have deviation levels on this chart, which get respected very well. You can see here, we pull down, bounce off this 0.5 deviation here, pull down again here, bounce off this 0.5. Then up here we have the 0.7. We come up, have a setup off of this, which is actually a short trade, right? So this is a short trade where you go for 2 bars of profit. The only problem is if we look left on the chart, we see there's a volume cluster here, which means there's a volume fight here as well, and here. So we wouldn't want to take a trade into where there was just a lot of volume clusters fighting, right? And because we move down here, that fight's still going on and we bounce back up. So you wouldn't want to take that trade short actually. And also there's a lot of advanced things here. So these little orange lines are where there's price areas of weakness. So that's what they're called. And you can look kind of into the actual order flow behind all this as well. I just don't have that pulled up right now. You can see price area weakness here where we had trapped buyers. Whenever you see this black indicator here, it indicates there's trapped buyers up here with a price area of weakness. So a good sign potentially going short, although this is not a valid setup. But you can see we kind of pull back right up to this, and then we get to this rejection going down, okay? And where do we pull back to? Right? We go through this deviation level, and we find these bluish purple zones are areas of interest, basically, zones of interest. And we have a mini magnet and a price area of weakness here in this level. So a mini magnet is just an area where you can expect the price to gravitate towards, all right? And there's a price area of weakness there inside of a zone of interest. So you can see we come down, and what do we get here? This is a setup, okay? A long setup where we have a mini magnet off of this, which kind of enhances the trade, right? So mini magnet here with trapped buyers, right? So we got a lot of trapped buyers here, trapped sellers because we were looking for longs. So we go for 2 bars of profit here. This is today, and there's no volume clusters on our left to worry about. And there we go, we got our 2 bars profit. There's your win. That's your first win of the day there. And then we would fast forward. Here we have more trapped buyers up here, but it's too choppy. There's no actual setup there. Nothing's valid there. So we would be moving on. Here we have another setup right here where we're rejecting these levels, have a trapped trapped buyers up here looking to go short, except we're in kind of this range, right? So this is very easy to tell when there's a good setup. But we're in this range. There's 2 volume clusters here, meaning there's a fight, so you don't really want to be trading into that, right? It's not very high probability, right? So we keep moving on. And that was the end of the day. So today was only a 1 trade win, but if we fast back up to like any other day, usually there's lots of other wins. So this day, these scores right here are volume. Okay, so we can see up here, this is a beautiful setup right here. Pretty beautiful for the most part, except there's these volume clusters in the way, so you wouldn't take it because you don't want to be trading into a fight. But we moved up to a new high on less volume, right? So this is a very, very good trade. So we moved higher than this high here, and we only had 30% of the volume, so a lot of exhaustion here, right? And that starts us move down. So even if you're just looking at this chart to kind of see what's going on with the market, it's much easier to see versus just looking at a thing like Bookmap. You actually see volume is dying out. It's very easy to see. We come down here, we see volume starting to pick up here, 160%. And then here, we move back up. And this would be a setup, but you don't start trading the morning till 8:30, 8:35, 8:36, which is like right here. And you can see right here, you probably wouldn't want to trade into this deviation level, but we haven't really been respecting it too much. But basically we have a second leg lower. So first leg here, second leg here, we're rejecting this level right here. Okay. And we're trying to continue to go lower on higher volume. And there's trapped buyers. So indicating trapped buyers here, rejecting this level almost perfectly. And not really any clusters in our way to our target. You can see you'd probably want to take your profit at this deviation level if you did take the trade, because deviation levels are strong. But we do end up going for 2 bars profit. Would have gotten your ticks of profit there. Okay. So very small wins, very high probability wins, right? And there's indicators on the bottom that pop up when there's a not necessarily a valid setup, but a potential setup. So here you wouldn't want to take, there's too many clusters going on, right? So you can see, don't want to take trades in this area. There's a lot of clusters, a lot of volume fight right here, right? So this whole area, big volume fight. Once we break it, we get a lot of momentum to the upside. Right here, we have a setup. We have a price area of weakness here, which we move up, reject this level, pull back to the price area weakness, and then what do we get? We have a mini magnet form off of this area, so now it's a more enforced area. And we have trapped sellers here, right? So trapped sellers, I'm gonna move back up, boom, valid trade. You can take that, and you go for 2 bars profit, and you can trail it if you want to. So could have trailed it up to the dev, where we start to reject. See how perfectly we respect these levels, right? Very, very nice. So I would highly recommend looking at getting this. I'm not like a sponsor of Apex Investing or anything, but I do think this would help you with your trading. You can get it free for a whole month, and then it's only $1 for the second month to get this strategy and learn all the setups for it. So again, my back tests and live tests for it have resulted in these for the past month. Obviously this drawdown could be a little bit bigger real time with slippage, maybe things like that. but still very, very good win rate. Once you learn the proper setups and things like that, it's very good, and a lot easier to understand, I think, than just straight up order flow like Bookmap. So looking at order prints, a lot more visually appealing, I think. Hey guys, if you have any questions, comments, leave it down below, and I'll get back to you. Thanks.